Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been a really strange day for me. So I started this podcast, recording this podcast early this afternoon. I want to say like around maybe 2. And it is now 8:30. To be honest with you guys, man, I had a lot of strange shit happen today. So I just got back home. So the podcast is going to be short, but, I really appreciate an email I did get today from a listener. It's really cool. So when I get people that email me and that it's a real genuine email. So I got an email from Brian Wallace today. He's a biology teacher, and I'm sure most of you guys know this, but I have a degree in biology, and I was actually going to be a biology teacher, so because I really love science. And Brian wrote me a nice email today, which I really liked. It wasn't one of those emails trying to like butter me up to get some sort of tip. I get a lot of weird emails that I basically just go into the trash now. So, but Brian's really stood out today. He writes He talks about how he trolls for gag groupers over on the Gulf, and I really am fascinated by that type of fishing because I don't get to do much of that, and I'm not much of a person that trolls for grouper, but I know a lot of guys have a lot of success with it, and it sounds like Brian has it dialed in over there, which is awesome. So in his email, he writes, on a personal note, besides the passion for fishing, he's a biology teacher and truly enjoys the science that I teach to employ, catching fish and how I manage my fishing. And he writes he really looks forward to learning from the podcast and his buddy Lino that's in the group. And he's been talking about chartering with me in the future, so which is really cool. So when I emailed Brian back, and he's going to share some of his tips when they open up Gag Grouper over there, and it's coming up here pretty soon. I'm not familiar with the regulations over there when that season opens, but he writes some amazing stuff in here, which is really cool to see. So he's going to share this information with you guys in the Facebook group, and it has to do with planer fishing for groupers, and it's really cool. So something to look forward to. And if you're not in the Facebook group, I would highly suggest that you get involved with the Facebook group. Now, the Facebook group is for Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast listeners. It's not for any sort of self-promotion or any other business as well. So I'm really going to be managing that here. And it's not a bragging board for your catches. If you're going to post a fishing report, I will only allow it if you add some technical advice for the listeners and depths and a nice fishing report. So it's good karma. It's not a bragging board for people. So there's there's Instagram for that, which it's just, if you're highly involved with just posting your catches to post your catches, then that's up to you guys. I grew up in an era where we didn't have like Instagram about bragging boards. So Instagram is there for my business. If I was just a recreational fisherman, I wouldn't be involved with it because I wouldn't want anybody to know what the hell I was doing. So, but the group is for people that are there to learn and get involved and make connections with other anglers in the Keys. So, and if you guys meet up and talk about getting together and going fishing together, I highly encourage that in the group. So it's not just about Good Karma Sport Fishing, it's about the entire group. So I know guys in the group that have asked me about, hey, you know anybody that might want to go fishing with me on my boat? But also too, it's not a place to like post up stuff looking for splits or anything, because I monitor everything that comes across there, and I don't allow any sort of like weird comments, and some of them I'll let them slide, but the ego stuff I I'll bite into really quick, because ego destroys the fishing industry world, and I'm not a big believer in that. So I can read through comments and all that kind of stuff, and they'll quickly be deleted. It's for guys that are there to learn and get better. Now, my fishing reports, I tend to be a little brash sometimes, but that's just who I am. And I like to joke around with stuff, on my Instagram especially, because I think people take stuff way too seriously. And I've had to learn this myself, but I made a funny comment about chum, and there's this chum in Miami, the salmon chum that everybody kept secret for years, and now everybody knows about it. It's ground up salmon from the fish plant, and supposedly it's got all this oil in it, but it also has a lot of bones in it, and it's just kind of nasty stuff. It's a South Florida, comes out of Hialeah, but anyways, when it comes to chum, man, I can tell you what, I used it all, and it's really batch to batch, I find, with stuff that's really good. So I have my 3 standards that I use. I'm actually found one standard that kind of sucks right now, so I'm getting away with it. I'm not going to mention the brand because I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so I think you guys get the point. Now, like I said, I'm getting really busy with work. So, and on my windy days, I have other things planned. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Now, I'm going to be releasing my first paid video that's going to be for sale on the Good Karma Sport Fishing, actually on the Good Karma Fishing Tackle website. And the video is going to be, I'm going to be showing you guys what I actually use in my Yellowtail chum. Now, I didn't reveal what I actually use in the Florida Sportsman article. I use other stuff, and that was part of the agreement with the article, was I was going to keep that out of there. So I kept it out. And I gave you guys, and I gave the information for the homegrown layer and substitute that with sand. And I don't like to use mason sand for many reasons. And one of them is that we have a lot of it, and I'm glad I don't, because the coral bleaching is really bad on the reef right now, and sand in certain areas, they're saying, is really starting to play havoc with the reef. So when you got a lot of guys fishing one area and sandballing a lot, it's really doing some weird stuff. So, but I don't know if, there's all these different theories, but I'm going to do my part. I'm still going to do my part and not use sand. So that's why I use homegrown layer. And another couple special ingredients that I use, okay, that I haven't shared in a past podcast. Now, that paid video is going to have that secret ingredient in it and how I prepare it and add it to the mix. So that's what's going to be in the paid video. The paid videos, there's going to be some techniques in there that I'm not willing to share openly on the podcast, and then they're going to be there for sale. And some of them are going to be more expensive than others, because some of them are just going to be like hardcore seminars with extra special consulting in there. So for guys that are only looking for specific pieces of information. So analysis of the reef, areas to fish, different spots, and I'm going to talk a little bit about migration patterns, where to find fish, and you're going to get mirror copies. It's going to be really good. It's going to be different. So, but those are the type of things that are going to be for sale in the Good Karma Fishing Tackle store. So I'm putting those together. The first video is going to be the chum video. It's not going to be very detailed, but it's going to have the nugget that you need to just in time for summertime fishing for June. So it's going to set you apart from the other guy sitting next to you, and it's going to bring the fish into you. So at least if you're fishing next to me, you know that I'll have the same stuff. So right now you don't have the same stuff, so, but something to look forward to in the store. So like I said, I'm going to be adding some more detailed seminar type stuff into the store as well. That's going to be really detailed with really good information. But yeah, that's a little sneak peek of what to come. So when I'm done with the video, I'll put it out and I'll announce it, and you'll be able to download it on my Shopify site. And then as more things come about, I'll put them out. Now, my tip for today, because I'm going to wrap this up, is, I'm not sure if you, hopefully everybody listened to the interview with David. And one of the really key pieces of information that he talked about was a little yellowtail tip in there that the old timers use down in Key West, and they call it the ham sandwich. And that is taking a piece of like glass minnow of Mahara, and then on top of that they add a little piece of bonito meat. Now the trick is with the bonito meat is that you need to thin slice the bonito meat with a razor blade, taking off the major chunk of the red meat. Otherwise, it's going to set yourself up for a magnet for trash fish and file fish, which you're going to have to do battle with here pretty soon if you're not already starting to do battle with them. So in the future, I'll share a few tips on what I'm doing now, because I'm doing something completely different I haven't talked about to combat those fish, but you're going to have to stay tuned. And don't email me asking me. So, because I'm not going to tell you. You have to wait, like everybody else. So that's just a little tip for you guys. As far as line goes right now, I'm having my best luck on these schools of yellowtail right now with 12-pound fluorocarbon. The fluorocarbon that I use is the Invisix fluorocarbon that's available in my store. I started using that a few years ago when I found out about it from a friend of mine that's in the commercial fishing industry, because that's what they use. So, but that's what I'm having my best luck with flags right now. Yeah, we're breaking a few off, but the fish are really spooky right now. I don't know. I'm just hearing it from spot to spot. Just depends on the time of the day and the boat pressure. The fish have been getting hit hard on the reef, and not a lot of people everybody's thinking that nobody's fishing down here. Hey guys, up north, the reef has been getting hit hard. Okay, you have to remember there's a local population down here, and there's of people that have houses with boats, and the people that haven't been working have been fishing every doable day out there. So the prime yellowtail spots have been getting hit hard, and the fish are acting funky. So yeah, one day you catch them, and everybody have a good day when it's really cloudy, or you're still going to have that day, but it's a little tricky. It's something's just off, is what I've been hearing, and so I haven't really been doing a lot of yellowtail fishing, because when I do, I'm doing it at certain times of day when I feel that I have the best shot at them. So, and that's when I'm just trying to find areas where there's less pressure. You have to remember I'm charter boat fishing, so I have to make things nice for my clients, and I don't want them to have to struggle. So I work hard to make things easy for them. So that's what I do. That's how I make a living. So making it look easy is my job, and making fishing easy, I do my absolutely best, but it doesn't always work out like that. So, so I've got to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys listening. Get involved with the Facebook group, and the Facebook group it's the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I've got some things maybe next week I'll talk about as far as combating the crapfish off your baits, which is going to be really bad here pretty soon. Here, where you're going to really fight with the file fish and fight with the triggers and all that stuff on this spot. So just all part of summer fishing, man. Everybody's got to eat. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram. It's Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys. Sign up for my newsletter. I've got a newsletter going out this week. Tell you what's happening with Good Karma Sport Fishing. You can do that by signing up on going to my website. Sign up there, and when you sign up, you can you'll get some free fishing tips, and you can also download my ebook that I put together, so you guys can learn a little bit more about my background. Again, thanks for listening. Gotta go. Leave the small fish for the boat behind you, or the guy that anchors up beside you that has no business doing that. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.